Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Hyundai Sonata SEL Plus. First and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Southtown Hyundai for providing us with this Sonata. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have Hyundai, they also have Genesis as well, so check out the inventory on both of those brands. But let's get into the video. Under the hood of the Sonata, we have a turbocharged 1.6-liter four-cylinder that goes to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 27 around town, then 37 on the highway, with power outputs being 180 horsepower and then 195 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Sonata. So first and foremost, you guys know that I love the front end design of this car. I think it's pretty interesting how they do like the bulge there in the middle. Definitely unique styling. The most unique thing though is going to deal with the headlights. So yes, you get the full LED lights. They are reflector LEDs. The cool part is the LED accent light. You guys can probably see here on the camera, the light starts here and then it continues up along here. But then what they do is obviously they can't have a light all along the side of the car. That'd be really expensive, and if it broke, it'd be really hard to replace. So instead, you can see the light kind of like slightly starts to disappear until it goes into a chrome strip, and the rest is just chrome. So it's almost like the light is one continuous thing all along the entire body of the car. Really cool stylistic point right there. And yes, they do have some fake venting here in the front, but it looks cool. And then the Hyundai logo does double as a sensor, but overall that is the front end on the 21 Sonata. Coming around the side here, we've got two 45mm tires on 19-inch wheels in the front and the rear. They're the P0 all seasons that come with this SEL Plus package. In terms of the design on the wheels themselves, I really like the design. It's like a bunch of knife edges that are pointing towards the middle. I definitely think it's a very cool and unique look overall. And then again, like I mentioned before, with the chrome strip that continues along, like the whole car goes around the windows and everything, just a very unique look. And there's your full side view on the Sonata. Now let's go over things in the rear of the Sonata. So first and foremost, you can see that the floor mats actually say, well, hopefully you guys can see that. It says Sonata right through there. And then if you're wondering, with this little floor covering right here, there's a little hole right there that you can pick up. This is where the spare tire is located in the Sonata. And in terms of space, for being not like a massive sedan, this actually has a ton of space here in the rear. I mean, you could fit at least like, I would say like 4, maybe 5 dead bodies in this trunk, just saying. But yeah, other than that, it's a good amount of storage space. Now let's go over the rear of the Sonata. So first and foremost, the thing you guys probably notice is the gigantic light bar. Really cool, distinctive look. You can see that the LED goes all the way around the entire back end of the car. Got your 1.6-liter T badge because it's got the 1.6-liter turbocharged engine. And then yes, they actually give it a little rear diffuser there at the bottom. You can see the dual exhaust tips over on that side. But overall, I definitely think that the back end has like a futuristic design and it just looks good. Now here's a look at the door panel here for the rear of the Sonata. So the thing that you'll notice is they continue that theme of like the giant lines. You can see that goes onto the little door handle. And then you actually get soft padding here. You're going to rest your arm. And then here are the seats, which this is my favorite part here in the SEL Plus. I really like the look of the seats, especially how they've done the suede inserts with the perforations there in the center. And then they've done the red piping here with a little bit of red stitching there on the side as well. But let's actually pop in. So got to duck just a little bit to get in here. If you're wondering, I'm about 5'11" and I actually have a good amount of headroom in the back here. I usually don't in sedans like this. And then you can see my legroom is actually also really good. Get a couple of vents right here, and then you got a USB. And then we can see that this pulls down to be some cup holders like every other car. But yeah, overall, the rear here is actually really nice. Like, it's really well put together. The seats look very nice and they feel very nice as well. So Hyundai's done a really good job with this rear area. Over the door panel here in the front. So again, they do that big swooping line, kind of like what the car has on the outside. But you can see that we've got more padding here. You've got all of your normal controls for the windows, your mirror adjustments, nothing too crazy there. You can see one of the speakers for the Bose sound system. But here's the seats here in the front. So again, they continue that theme of the suede inserts with all of the red piping, which just looks really good. And these seats up front, the bolsters are actually really wide, so they're really comfortable to sit within. And then you can see you've got the adjustments here on the side of the seats. And then there's what what the pedals look like at the bottom. And then you can see up here, we've got some extra controls like your stability control to open the trunk there on the back. That's for your parking brake, your lane keep assist as well. And then here's a look at the back of the paddles, but there's one more look before we actually pop in. Now here is the steering wheel in the Sonata. So you've got the smooth leather at the top and at the bottom with all of the red stitching, which is definitely really nice. And then you've got the perforated leather on the side. We're actually gonna grab it so you can get a little bit of a better grip there on the steering wheel. And then you can see you've got the paddle shifter there. You can see you've got the controls for the adaptive cruise control, the pages button as well. And then the other side, your voice command, phone controls, all the normal stuff with that. But overall, I think the design's pretty cool. This little part right here is definitely interesting. Like, it just has this weird futuristic looking design. But overall, the steering wheel just feels really good in general. And then you can see you've got the stock for the windshield wipers, stock for the lights on the outside, and then the minus paddle. And that's all. You guys saw the startup animation here at the center gauge cluster, which was pretty cool. You've got the speed over on the left side, on the right side, you've got the RPMs. And then again, remember, you've got those little pages you can scroll through. Gives you different bits of information on the Sonata. So you can see like your average fuel economy, for example. You can see different bits of vehicle information. You can see stuff on the safety tech, which is definitely another neat little feature. Got a little built-in compass as well. The next important thing is gonna be the drive modes. So you can see that you get really cool animations when you actually switch between the different drive modes. They pop up there in that little thing right here on the side. So you got the custom, and then you have the sport. We were in normal with the initial mode, and then you've got the smart, which is basically like an eco mode. So that's going to get you the best fuel economy, and I guess it doesn't really come with a cool animation, but again, the sport one, that one's the coolest. Now here is the center infotainment system. First and foremost, let's go over the camera aspect of it. You can see you've got a traditional backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel on the car. Other than that, it's really good. You can change the brightness on it, and you can also change the contrast. If you guys are wondering what the contrast does, you can see here with the screen, it's basically making it like it's almost like a double thing for the brightness, but basically it's just changing like how much everything contrasts on the picture with the colors and everything, but it's almost like it's another brightness button. Other than that, with the rest of the infotainment system, response time on it's really good. You get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in. I think it's cool that you have like an actual driving info tab so that it can basically tell you like if you're a good driver, which is definitely interesting. But yeah, you guys can see response time on it's really solid. And other than that, the last thing that's funny is the sounds of nature. So you have this sounds of nature, which hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this, but like you just get all these sounds with the car. And again, hopefully YouTube doesn't copyright me for this, but I just thought it was interesting to share with you guys. Now down below, we've got a couple of vents. We've got the dual zone climate controls right here, and yes, it does have dual zone climate. And then just down below, you've got a couple of USBs and a 12 volts, and then yes, you do get a little wireless charging pad for your smartphone. And then we can see over here, we've got the gear selector, which is actually pretty easy to use. So it's all buttons, so you just push in for park, push in for reverse, neutral, drive. Really straightforward, really easy to use. And other than that, if you guys are wondering how to get into the manual mode, all you have to do is just press onto the paddle. And if you want to get out of the manual mode, you just have to hold down the right paddle and then it'll take it out. I'll show that in the driving portion. But yeah, pretty simple with the gear selector. Now you can see the whole center console area here. Got a couple of cup holders. This is the little drive mode select, your auto hold. In the center console, again, you've got the nice stitching on it. Opening it up, well, there's a rag in it, but other than that, pretty normal center console. Coming over to the glove box, pretty normal glove box, has all the owner's manuals and all that. But look at the dash here. Again, you've got like the nice stitching, all that kind of stuff. And just overall, the interior is very well put together. But the last thing is going to be the top here. So sorry, for some reason my camera doesn't want to adjust. There we go. You guys can see up top here, you actually get a full panoramic sunroof. If you're wondering, you just press that and the metal pull back the sunroof, open everything up, and we get a sticker handout of the top. Controls are pretty straightforward. If you want to close it, just press that again and it'll close everything up. But it's cool that you can get that much light into the cabin. Most cars this size don't even have that. Now that we have gone over the interior on this SEL Plus, let's quickly get into pricing. So in terms of pricing, the SEL Plus starts at just under $30,000 before any type of options or market adjustment. That all being said, let's take this SEL Plus out and see how it drives. Let's quickly talk about visibility before we set off here in the Hyundai Sonata. So you can see visibility of the hood's pretty good. And then there's your visibility through both of the mirrors, and they do have blind spot monitoring. And then here's the visibility all throughout the rear. So visibility in general in this car is actually really solid. And that all being said, let's set off. We're initially setting off here in the Sonata, and first and foremost, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. So from a road noise perspective, you're a little bit with the tires, but it's not bad at all. And you do hear a little bit from the engine, but really it's actually really well insulated. It definitely has more of like a luxury car feel to it. And then in terms of just like how this actually rides on the road, it's very smooth. Again, definitely feels more like a luxury car than anything else, which I'm just very pleasantly surprised with. And well, we'll take our little turn right here per usual and get our minor acceleration. So it's barely getting on it. Accelerates pretty good for the power figures that it has. I wasn't expecting much out of it, but we're gonna pop it over into the sport mode now, and we'll also put it in the manual mode as well and see how it goes at our acceleration here. Man, we're getting lucky in today's review where we just get to do whatever we want. Okay. So first annoying thing is it pops out of manual mode really quick. You guys notice like didn't shift for like just a second and then instantly went to automatic mode, which was kind of annoying, but the acceleration is really solid. So like, yeah, it definitely has a good amount of power. Like I feel like it just does exactly what it's supposed to do, and I don't really feel like I need a ton more power, but they are making a more powerful model, which will be really exciting to drive. But let's actually get into summing things up here with this new Sonata. So first off, from the exterior styling perspective, I think that Hyundai absolutely nailed it. It has like a really cool, like elegant, but then also sporty look, which again, I just really appreciate. Now it wants to stay in the manual mode. I don't know what I did, guys. I did something wrong. I did something right. I don't know what it is. But yeah, exterior styling nailed it. Interior, especially for the price point this is at, I feel like they've done a really good job with that. It just has a really nice upscale interior. Definitely feels a little bit more like a luxury car. And then from the performance standpoint, no, it's not the best in the segment with this engine, but they are coming out with a more powerful engine. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's decent. The thing I wish though is that they would offer this with all-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive is great for most places, but a place like Utah where it snows a bunch, you definitely want to have all-wheel drive. So I think that they should definitely offer that with the Sonata. And other than that, I think it's a really good sedan. It's got really good technology. The price point is spot on. And my only complaint with this car is that it just doesn't come with all-wheel drive, which for a lot of you watching this, that might not even be an issue. And that's the 2021 Sonata. That is going to sum things up for our video on this 2021 Hyundai Sonata SEL Plus. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Southtown Hyundai for providing us with this Sonata. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.